For the 2025 San Francisco 49ers, the road to redemption is round. Tonight, the preseason begins against the Broncos in the place where the 49ers hope it all ends, right back here at Levi Stadium for Super Bowl 60. No question, they have championship-level players and experience. Tonight, those stars watch to see who else can step up and help on their quest for a sixth Lombardi Trophy. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's great to have you, along with Tim Ryan, back for his 12th season of 49ers football. I'm Guy Haberman, in for the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa. Greg, we know is watching. Greg, we love you, we miss you, and we can't wait to have you back. One of the big stories tonight, Tim, no doubt, is Mac Jones. Many people 5 years ago predicted he would be a 49er. Tonight, those people are finally right.
Yeah, you're going to see him in that 49er uniform. Crazy when you think of it like that, Cam.
Of course, one of the other big stories for the 49ers is the return of all gas, no brakes, defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. The Niners went hard on defense in the draft, their first 5 picks, and 3 of those 5 were on the defensive line.
Out there for Denver, including Nick Bonito, who's coming off the edge. That is in the air to Watkins, and he brought it down, and he's finally caught by the former 49er, Talanoa Hufanga. Braden Willis in motion, 2 tight ends again. Denver brings pressure. Taylor bounces it outside, looking for the pylon, and he's in. Touchdown 49ers. There's the newly minted 49ers quarterback and the new dad, Brock Purdy, who, of course, an Iowa State Cyclone, nearly a member of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Once upon a time, Mac Jones hosted Brock Purdy on his official visit to Alabama. They played video games in Mac's apartment. Good friends, have worked out in Florida. And it seems like Brock has a guy he really trusts in the quarterback room.
Yeah, I think everybody trusts Mac Jones since the day he got here, just in terms of his consistency and his ability to compete with intent day in and day out.
Second and perhaps final possession for Mac Jones, and he throws complete to Marcus Robinson, his second catch of the game, a 12-yard pickup.
And you can see, I mean, so much of this offense, and what's the secret sauce of Kyle Shanahan with quarterbacks? Read the defense, get your feet set, and deliver the mail on time. And Mac Jones just did that perfectly. So far, so good for him. 4 for 4 to start the game.
Robinson, 64 catches for the Rams last year, had a big year a couple years ago in Baltimore. He had 75 catches and brings a lot of veteran experience to this receiver room. Play action, Jones trouble, and he sacked Nick Bonito, the second team All-Pro. Hard to block him with a tight end.
Well, I think Luke Farrell is quite capable, and it's why he's here. He's going to come here, and he has got to be able to get a hand on Bonito, but he is so fast with that get-off. He already had Luke Farrell out-leveraged before he could get over to the junction point. That's the thing about Bonito. With all those sacks last year, clearly he's put on strength, and Vance Joseph, the D coordinator, knows what he's got, and that's a guy that can really anticipate the snap count.
13.5 sacks last year, and he scored 2 defensive touchdowns, and he comes bursting off the edge again. Mac Jones gets out of there to prevent a 5-yard loss, and instead maybe half a yard.
And this is an area I think the 49ers, now give Bonito, watch the get off and the dip around the corner. He dips that left shoulder, and you can tell that Spencer Burford, who's trying to be the swing tackle, was obviously a guard here his first few years, a starting guard, looking for that swing tackle. He was laid off the snap. Bonito was not, and dipped that shoulder, and Spencer Burford could barely even get a hand on.
And now it's 3rd down and 17. Bonito again. Jones gets away this time. He's hounded. Cooper in his face. Bonito tracked him down. That ball gets thrown away out of bounds. Did it get to the line of scrimmage?
It did not get to the line of scrimmage. The question is, was outside the pocket.
Number 32 is in the area.
Oh, there you go.
4th down.
Patrick Taylor was in the vicinity, so polar opposite drive from the first drive for the 49ers.
And look, Trent Williams is the best left tackle in pro football. But you can tell, I mean, that time Burford was able to have a nice get-off, but Bonito was just able to run around him, and then Jonathan Cooper coming from the other side. There was nowhere for Mac Jones to step up and step out. He had to retreat.
John Weeks, the new long snapper, snapping it to the new punter, Thomas Morstead, who hangs this way up. And well done, a fair catch at the 10-yard line after a 42-yard punt. Some whistles. Saran Neal, a great cover man, fired up, and Thomas Morstead gives the Broncos offense tough field position. /tickets.
And who knows, that may be the dress rehearsal game of the preseason, right? With going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders next week, practice against them on Thursday. That Charger finale here might be the game where you get to see the heavier dose of the starters.
So second offensive possession for Denver after the Morstead punt. Bo Nix back in, and he's able to dump that off, but under the pressure, Chase Lucas can't connect with R.J. Harvey.
Unblocked, Chase Lucas, who's out there playing the nickel spot with Upton Stout not playing. You're going to see Chase there. He times it perfectly. Unblocked, gets his hands up. Didn't want to hit Bo Nix, certainly there, but got his hands up and was able to have an impact in forcing that errant football.
Alfred Collins in the game on the defensive line for the 49ers. Big number 95, the 43rd overall pick out of Texas. Nix again quickly, again Harvey, one-on-one. Marquise Siegel comes up and makes the tackle. The rookie out of Kansas State.
Well, great eyes by him. They snipped out the screen. He was all over it. You're going to see Siegel. He gets back to his landmark, sees it. He's unblocked. Look at him break down and tackle Harvey in the open field. That is not easy to do with the talents that Harvey brings to the table. So far, so good, guy with the tackling. Usually a challenge in the preseason. The 49ers have been pretty sure wrapping guys up.
And now third down at 6. Winters comes on delayed pressure. So does Lucas, and that ball does not get back to the line of scrimmage. There is nobody in the area. A flag comes down for a safety.
Out of the end zone, intentional grounding. That'll be 2 points.
Intentional grounding, number 10, offense. The enforcement of that penalty results in a safety.
Bo Nix had no idea where it was coming from, and what a great call by Robert Saleh. Because D. Winters, you're going to see him there. He comes off there, and then Chase, really good job. Chase Lucas baiting, coming off the edge. No one there to block him. They attacked the turn protection, and he just put his foot on the gas pedal, and really good leverage on Bo Nix. And you'll see he is clearly in the end zone. The ball's in the end zone behind the goal line when he unloads that for grounding, and 2 points for the 49ers defense.
The 49ers last year were in the bottom third of the league in pressure rate, just 33%. It feels like Robert Saleh's turning it up a little bit. I know it's just the preseason, but that is what he's been brought in to solve again. And so far, the Niners making a couple of big plays on defense. It is a 9-0 lead.
All gas, no break. Robert Saleh, second stint, is the 49ers defensive coordinator, and this is what has been missing the last couple of years. As you see Robert and how fired up he gets, he almost gets run over there by Jalen Graham, but his energy is so contagious. The players, the coaches, the fans, the broadcasters, we love having Robert Saleh back in the building, and they're really not a guy known for all of his blitz calls. I promise you, he is very capable of dialing up some pressures, and Chase Lucas just paid it off, coming unblocked, forcing that 2-point safety.
Set up in part by the great Thomas Morstead punt. Now a return from Junior Bergen with a head of steam, and he gets out across the 35-yard line. And here comes Mac Jones one more time, perhaps. 49ers had a great opening drive, 8 plays for a touchdown, but had trouble protecting Jones on the last drive and punted after a quick possession. He's thrown to Demarcus Robinson to open each of the first 2 possessions for the 49ers tonight.
And Denver has changed their front 4, their front 5, I should say, now with the backups out there.
There's Patrick Taylor, a big arm brings him down after a short gain. Malcolm Roach. Pat Surtain and Nick Bonito and Talanoa Hufanga. Of course, no Drake Greenlaw tonight for Denver. But
dealing with that quad injury, and there was nowhere. And Vance Joseph knows. Even his backups, Malcolm Roach just gave Big Ben Barch all he wanted, pushing him into the backfield, and nowhere to go for Patrick Taylor.
Quick throw out to Jordan Watkins, and he can't pick it up off the Bermuda, and it's incomplete. And now it's 3rd down and 9.
I think the grass guy may be offended you called it Bermuda. I don't think it's Bermuda. Whatever this stuff is, it is perfect And it's the same thing, Griner, and what he does with the grass and the grounds. It's the same thing over at the practice facility.
I've heard it's Bermuda Bandera.
Well, you may be right. You do your research.
And it's brand new. Jones with time this time, and he throws into traffic, and it is intercepted. Jaquan McMillan made a difficult play on it. And a Denver defense so good at takeaways at 25 last year.
Well, good protection for Mac Jones, and he sets his feet. And I think this ball, he just was not on the same page with Jordan Watkins. You can see it's just four-man rush, good protection, foot in the ground. And I don't know if the ball came out late, but you can tell he's well into his break right there. You'd love to see Watkins come back and fight for that football and play defense if you have to, so that ball is not intercepted. Low into the outside, and again, the timing wasn't great, but I think Jordan Watkins could have helped him out a little bit.
Well, so much been made over the years, right, of how difficult it is as a rookie to play in this offense. And it seems like there's a lot expected of Jordan Watkins.
Absolutely, and the timing element, and that's what it's about for him. If he's going to be a major factor on this offense, is that consistency.
R.J. Harvey bounces it outside. Nick Martin can't catch him, and he picks up a first down before Siegel hits him.
Well, you can see already R.J. Harvey knows what kind of speed he's got. He's going to get up into the hole and then just bounce it around the corner. And Robert Beal peeks inside, and then Luke Gifford and the other defenders, nobody out there to set the edge. But he paid for it because Marquise Siegel will come up and lay the hat on you, as he just did there to Harvey.
Nix gets it out quickly to Marvin Mims, and Mims get a little bit of a block from Sutton. Luter comes over to help him out. Pick up of 3 yards.
I think going back to last year, and you mentioned it, Bo Nix with the 29 touchdowns. This offense, a lot of it is predicated on the quick game and throwing the ball at or behind the line of scrimmage. I believe Nix was second in the league last year at throws that were behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 7 here. Alfred Collins and C.J. West, the two rookies, lined up inside. It's back to Harvey. West blew that play up, and then Beal comes over to disrupt, and Lucas gets the tackle.
That's how you play defense up front in this scheme. If you're on the inside playing defensive tackle, you have got to be able to hold up on double teams. And then here's CJ. Watch, they're going to double him, and then as soon as Bowles releases, he splits it, forces Harvey to go find some open territory, and Robert Beal is sitting right where he should be in his gap with his eyes on the target, and he and Siegel get a nice tackle.
Siegel getting in on the act several times so far in this first quarter. So now 3rd down and 5 as we're under a minute in the first. Anai with the rush. Nix lofts it. Franklin, and it's knocked away. Chase Lucas is having himself a first quarter.
He sure is, and I could not be more fired up. I love when practice transitions to games. And Chase came over last year from the Detroit Lions, and he was on the practice squad. I don't even think he got a uniform all year, and he came back with some intentions and some intent, and he has gotten better every day. And with some injuries, he's been forced into a lot of playing time at practice, and it's been great. And with the ones, certainly with the twos, it's been great for man coverage. You couldn't do it any better right there with the pass breakup.
Crowd getting into it here on 4th down and 5. Nick steps up high and snagged by Troy Franklin, and the Broncos convert.
Going to be out to the right of your screen here. It's just a crossing route, and man coverage, the right route to call. They cross in the middle of the field, and it's a good throw from Bo Nix on time, in rhythm.
This is the end of the first quarter.
Are knocking on the red zone door. First quarter done here, the first preseason game of the year. A 8-play touchdown drive to start the game. A Sack in the end zone, safety on intentional grounding, gave the Niners 2 more, and it's 9-0 San Francisco.